Greetings, my dear viewers. Pyramid on Air.
This is the most epic, coolest, most spectacular episode of the series. In this video, we will talk about why did the Skibidi scientist run away? What will happen to the damaged Titan cameraman? For what purpose did the secret agent watch the battle? And there are many more interesting things in today's video. So like and subscribe to the channel and watch the video until the end. Well, let's start and let's go.
Episode analysis.
At the very beginning, we see how two cameraman agents were literally pushed to the wall. One of them tried to give up, but it didn't help him at all, and an iron spear was also used on him. Further, we see that in the role of POV cameraman in a terracotta shirt performing. The author of the series often uses this character in the latest seasons. Here we can assume that since we last saw him in the 63rd episode, together with the plunger cameraman, then the plunger cameraman himself most likely should also be present in the 65th episode. But for some reason, we haven't seen it yet. Next, we see a Skibidi policeman with an updated weapon. He has 4 cannons firing iron spears, and there are also additional copies above the sirens that are reloaded into the main guns. He also has a new jetpack with 2 turbines. Here we can assume that all the other police officers also received their updates, and the Skibidi army has become even stronger. Next, we see that the Skibidi policeman took pity on the cameraman agent in the terracotta shirt, and most likely this happened due to the fact that the Skibidi scientist gave the order to leave him alive in order to capture on his camera everything that would happen next. And then we see that groups of Skibidi toilets are gathering in one place. From this moment, we can say that we see the continuation of episode 64, just when the G-Man toilet, running away from the Titans of the Alliance, finally got to his brothers. They took a position to await the arrival of the Titans. And finally, we see how Titan Cameraman and Titan Speakerman arrived at their destination. The Titan Cameraman immediately turned on the protection of his core, and after that, the first stage of the prepared trap began, which the secret agent warned about in episode 64. All groups of Skibidi toilets suddenly began to leave the territory of the destroyed airport. At this moment, we understand that the G-Man toilet didn't even suspect anything about it. Turning hopefully to the Skibidi scientist, he tried to find support. But the cunning Skibidi scientist only waved his claw at him goodbye, smiling meanly. The G-Man toilet was completely shocked by this turn of events. He realized that this might be his very last fight, and he turned decisively, fully prepared to attack the Titans. Activating his eyes and lasers, he struck the cameraman Titan. In turn, the cameraman Titan immediately activated his new energy shield, which perfectly protects against lasers. Taking advantage of the moment, Titan Speakerman began to attack G-Man. He fired several accurate shots and moved behind the G-Man toilet. Taking advantage of this pause, Titan Cameraman activated his plasma cannon on his left hand. Make an accurate shot at the head of the G-Man toilet. But the G-Man toilet is strong enough, and this shot only knocked off his headphones. At the same moment, don't waste a second, Titan Speakerman uses his ability and attacks G-Man with a powerful sound wave. To everyone's surprise, it doesn't work at all. And later we will understand why. The next toilet, G-Man with all his speed attacks the Titan. But the Titan Cameraman stops him with his powerful hands. By the way, this is exactly the leak that we were shown before the release of the 65th episode. Then the Titan Speakerman enters the battle and quickly grabs the toilet flushing device and tries to activate it, but nothing works. At this moment, the G-Man toilet bowl powerfully hits the Titan operator on the head with such force that there is even an explosion. At this moment, the Titan Speakerman is unsuccessfully trying to flush the tank. Well, we all understand that something is wrong here. G-Man attacks Titan Speakerman with his lasers. Titan Speakerman covers his head and torso with his hands to somehow reduce the damage. In turn, the cameraman Titan takes out his turbo hammer and delivers a powerful blow to the jetpack. Having knocked down one turbine, he delivers another powerful blow with a hammer, and this time the armor and laser cannons fly off to the side. The cameraman Titan then fires a shot from his plasma cannon on his left arm, and then he complements it with another hammer blow. Until the victim comes to his senses, he will activate his spiked brass knuckles and begins to deliver crushing blows with his fist. But the G-Man toilet doesn't give up so easily. He activates his laser eyes again, and the Titan Cameraman again protects himself with his energy shield. Taking advantage of the moment, Titan Speakerman jumps on G-Man's toilet from behind and does a double strike to the eyes. Most likely, this is the return of karma. Now G-Man will feel what Titan TV Man experienced in the 47th episode in his own skin. Well, look what's happening. Immediately, we notice that G-Man's eyes behave like the mechanical eyes of a robot. Next, the Cameraman Titan activates its core and begins to attack with a powerful stream of plasma. And here, an incredible event awaits us. We see that instead of a living G-Man, there is some kind of robot doll in his head. Well, we'll talk about what this means and who controlled it a little later. Taking advantage of the confusion of the Alliance Titans, the Skibidi Kamikaze group launched their swift attack. Titan Speakerman manages to leave the territory because he is more agile, but Titan Cameraman only managed to activate his energy shield and bend down. At that moment, the full might of the Kamikaze squad fell upon him. POV mains camera knockback with blast wave. Next, we see how the Titan Speakerman's cannon falls off from his left hand. Pay attention in the car in front of the overpass. We see a secret agent. I'll tell you what he's doing here this time a little later. Next, we see how, after a terrible explosion, Titan Cameraman rises to his feet. He still managed to survive, and it's incredible. Well, look at his breakdowns. Almost everything is destroyed. The right arm and the new energy shield are missing. The main and auxiliary cameras are damaged. The core also began to flicker. Shards stuck in the body. Next, Titan Cameraman shows with his gesture that their plans have failed. Well, now let's move on to the main theories. How did POV and Speakerman escape? Firstly, I believe that Titan Speakerman and POV Cameraman were saved only because they were thrown by the blast wave behind the car overpass. Who controls the robot doll? Further, according to one theory, the robot doll is controlled by the G-Man himself, which is hiding somewhere in the laboratory. If we analyze the episodes, we see that the last time the laser guns were upgraded at G-Man's toilet was in the 57th episode. Next, G-Man's toilet appears in the 60th episode, and we see that his guns already look more simplified. In all subsequent episodes, he also appears with simplified lasers. This suggests that we see a controlled doll in front of us. Where is the real G-Man? According to one theory, the G-Man toilet is located in a laboratory where work is being done on it to improve its protection and weapons. That is why he, together with the scientist Skibidi, created his doll Double in order to gain time and make all the necessary updates and gain all the new abilities. At the same time, using a robot doll, they get the opportunity to set up a trap for the Titans of the Alliance, because you can safely sacrifice the doll. What is the agent doing here? The secret agent in this episode was most likely trying to warn the Alliance, but he failed to do this, although he clearly knew that all these episodes we saw in front of us only a double of the G-Man toilet. So in this episode, he will most likely just take the footage from Man's Head POV camera. Who will help the Alliance next? We can assume that most likely the Titans of the Alliance will be sent to laboratories for further restoration and improvement. Well, while they are absent, most likely heroes such as Glitch Plunger Cameraman, Mika Scientist Cameraman, Dark Speaker Man, Camera Woman, Speaker Woman, TV Woman, and also an upgraded Titan TV Man. Episode 65 turned out to be too intense and rich, so most likely there will be additional videos revealing the details of this episode. So subscribe to the channel, like, and watch my next video.